let's get into the first topic. So yesterday I went to the premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. Child, I was late getting there. Like, it was me and a friend of mine. We went. Oh wait, hold on, because I just realized I got my other channel open. But anyway, so I had to close that real quick. But anyway, so yeah, we went yesterday, got there. The girls was outside taking pictures or whatever, and I saw Santiago Felipe, who was a photographer that I know, and we sitting there like, y'all doing the step and repeat outside. It wasn't raining yet. It was kind of cold, but I think it was because they had like the drag race um advertisements on the doors and stuff. It looks cute to have them pose there. So they were just doing a little, situation. But once we got inside, I had to give it to Brandon Voice because Brandon Voice hooked that place up. It was very Christmassy. I did record videos. I need to post that on my Instagram. I did post pictures and stuff on there, and I'm going to show y'all the carousel as we go along. But they had like these little spaces, so they did have to step and repeat. But I had to go through a whole bunch of rooms because they had like little sections with like sleighs and things of that nature that the queens in the show would get to sit on and stuff. So that way, when we did invite the people, and that was like when it was going to be the watch party of the first episode. We'll get into that after. But when they let the regular schmegular people come in after the step and repeat and the press stuff, once we was all done with that and they let the regulars in, there were rooms that you can go in throughout the event and you can go and take a picture with the up and coming queens of the season. I won't say your favorite queen because I don't think a lot of people know who these queens are. Because I feel like it's the first season where I'm like, I don't know none of these girls. But it's a lot of Nepple queens on this season though. And that was pointed out in the premiere, which I cackled when one of the girls said that. I was like, made a little Nepo baby, threw a little Nepo baby shade, I should say. Especially when it came to one of Plain Jane's children, which when the people was watching the episode, you should have heard the groans in the audience. People do not like Plain Jane. So, within good reason. I mean, we saw the way she was acting on the show. So we don't have a lot of Plain Jane fans when it comes to Drag Race. I don't know if she's fully redeemed or, that was an act. I don't know. But yeah, the people don't like her. But anyway, so let me show y'all some of the pictures. Well, first of all, I want to show y'all my picture because then I got up on that blue carpet too. So yeah, the carpet was blue. Oh yeah, and one of my friends forgot like the little thing for his camera, so I had to run to the CVS. Literally, it was 5. We were supposed to have been there 5 o'clock. I thought we were supposed to have been there later than that. So we got to mix up, but everything worked out because the girls wasn't even ready. And that's the one thing I love about drag queens is like you want them to be ready and they like, oh, the time is this time. And it's like, sure, you know how long it takes for these girls to get in their outfits. So yeah, first of all, this is what I did. I was feeling very 90s with my look. So I had on like the bomber jacket, got on my Mean Girls t-shirt, got these baggy pants, cause that's like the 90s is coming out. I had on my lime green Jordans. So the big baggy pants is coming back and stuff. I was like, I used to wear that in the 90s. So it was like, yeah, me having fun on the blue carpet. After we do it, so I was like, let me jump in that. And then, yeah, that was one of the displays of where the queens would go. So I was like, let me have a little fun with some of the photos. But yeah, so this was, and then of course, this is at the after party upstairs. Like after we watched the episode, I was like, let me get a picture with Tsunami. She introduced herself to me. She was like, I'm Tsunami. She said, who are you? And I was like, I told her, she was like, I'm Tsunami. I said, I know, I seen you at Fire Island over the summer. She gagged. But else, but also when I went to when I was upstairs, I was like, at the bar, because of course I had to make my beeline to the bar. And they had some cute drinks. They had the sachet you slay, and they had the Christmas uniqueness, nerve, and talent. I tried both of them. So they had like the little signature drinks. I was like, it was cute. It was open bar, open everything. The food was good. Kevin Aviance DJ'd. I do have a picture with him. But yeah, with Tsunami Muse. Yeah, we took that picture like after we had a little chat, but that's the after party. There was a lot of cute boys and stuff up in there. But I also saw Alex Newell, and I was sitting there like at the bar, is that Alex Newell? And the funny part was I was literally listening to Alex's music. And here Alex is at the event. And it's funny how it's funny how the universe works when it comes to things. It's like the energy, and then all of a sudden you call that person the situation. So Alex and I had a little kiki. We chatted a little bit, discussing some industry stuff. And then they sat behind me and my photographer friend. And we watched the show. We was enjoying it. Some of you people in there was getting on my nerves with all that damn screaming. Excuse me, but I understand there was like, because people who were screaming were the ones that was like, that's their friend up there on the episode. So I understand like you rooting for your friend, because child, when it came down to certain queens that I've known on Drag Race that have been on the show, I don't feel no ways tired about it. So yeah, there goes Kevin behind the ones and twos DJing. I don't want to bother her too much, so I just went right up to her and took a picture. I also saw Heidi in Closet was there out of drag. Um, Oh my God, who is it? Jackie Cox was there. Child, when I tell you Jackie Cox, I want to jump on him. I want to take him in the bathroom and do nasty things to him. Because I was looking at him like, now when we watched the season of Drag Race, Jackie Cox was like a little nerdy type. When I seen him last night, I'm like, you got a glow up. The body was on point. He had on these pants where he had a jock strap showing. So I saw his, and you know, ass is kind of like my weakness. So I was sitting there looking, I was like, who is that with all that butt? And then he had a cute little booty. You see like the jock strap, but also on the jock strap. And I was thinking, I was like, you should be selling that as merch. The jock strap had like Arabic written on it. I was like, oh, that's a cute little design that you can get the little Habibi gays to buy up the jock strap if that was like a monetary situation he was trying to do. So yeah, Heidi and Closet was there. He was there. Lux Noir London, because her daughter is actually one of the queens on the new season. Um, she was there too, but she was out of drag. She had on like this pink coat or whatever. Speaking of which, speaking of big furry coats, Kandy Muse was there too. She worked the red carpet. I didn't unfortunately get a picture because Christian Siriano was in the way doing his interview, and it was kind of irritating me because In Style and all of them, I started noticing they were starting to maneuver themselves away, because you know when you do those step and repeats, it is not a lot of space. So you got the In Touches and the Varieties and the In Style and the Entertainment Weeklies, all of them lined up, and them and all the other sites, all of them on the low line, and then you got like maybe 4 or 5 photographers and stuff who were taking their pictures. And I'm noticing like, okay, so now y'all starting to come a little over to the right when y'all supposed to be over on the left. And now when you're trying to take the pictures, you trying to avoid not trying to get everybody in your eye line. So when Kristen Siriano was doing his interview, you got the interview was moving over a little more to the right, and I'm trying to take the picture, and it's too many people, and I was like, mm-mm. So I was like, y'all just gonna have to take my word for it that he was there. But I'm sure if you've seen some of the social medias, you already know that he was there. But yeah, these are some of the pictures that I was able to take of the queens on the red carpet. And I was like, oh, these were cute. Yeah, so that's what's the name's drag daughter. Oh, it is in there, Lana Jarre. Because I was looking earlier, I was like, why the names is not tagging? Because I could have sworn that I tagged. Oh, and I seen a friend of mine who's also a drag queen that I didn't even know, Robin Banks. So I don't know if you ever seen Robin Banks's TikToks, but I was looking, I'm like, but he said, and it was funny because he sat in front of me and I tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, I know you. He was like, oh, I know you too. And I was like, Robin Banks. And I was like, Chris Evelyn. Well, I said, I introduced myself. He was like, I know. I saw you when you was on the red carpet, on the blue carpet. I was coming in and he saw my Mean Girls t-shirt. See, this is how I know how you get the gays on your side. You gotta butch up the outfit, but throw a little faggotry on it. So I was like, I'm gonna get in my '90s bag with my look and the cap and the J, the J's and all the other stuff. But also, I'm a faggot it up. I'm a faggot up a little bit with my Mean Girls t-shirt. And the gays, that's like a conversation starter, because I had quite a few people that came over and was talking about how they love my shirt. So what was I going to say? Oh, so we had a little kiki or whatever. Robin was telling me that she's dropping her music video that she spent a lot of money on. I'm like, God damn. She told me she dropped 5 beans, as in 5,000 dollars on this music video that she's going to be debuting, I think, around Martin Luther King's birthday or something or another at Stonewall. And I already told her, I was like, let me know. I'll come down there and I'll support, because I got to support the local queens. We can't just only be supporting the girls that be on Drag Race and stuff. So yeah, but me telling y'all all this, you already know this is gonna be a long video. So yeah, these were some of the pictures that I took. I love this one. This was like one of my favorites from Lucky Star. First of all, Lucky Stars, I realized was turning it out. Lucky Stars was also my favorite during the episode, but we'll get into that in a second. Yeah, I love this album. They had the whole caterpillar thing. If you look at the details, it had like the all the legs on the caterpillars had red shoes on too. So I just love the attention to detail. So it was like, yeah, this was cute, cute, cute. And then there you see Christian Siriano with, I don't know who this one, everybody on the red carpet, no shade. We was like, who is that? I was like, I don't know who that lady is. But apparently, from what I overheard her in the conversation, she said that I think she's on one of the Housewives shows. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch that. And then of course Jasmine Kennedy was there looking tuned down. She was giving opulence, she was giving glamour, and she smelled good too. And then there's Carson Kressley, who one of the photographers actually came over and kept fixing his ascot, and then the little tissue, what do you call those? The handkerchief in his collar. So she had to like spruce him up a little bit. I'm like, ain't you supposed to be the fashion guru from Koi Eye? You don't know how to make yourself look good on the red carpet? That's what I was saying in my head. I ain't want to say it out loud because I don't want them white people looking at me like, who this bitch? And don't invite me back to the red carpet. So I had to have my inner voice on. So yeah, then you saw Christian Siriano, and then there goes Ross Matthews and his husband. Ross is so small in person. Like, y'all really think he's skinty on TV? He is thin. I'm like, girl, money well spent. If that's the Ozempic you're using, he look good though. And then at one point when they did the group photo, which I'm gonna show y'all, then there goes Simone Ye, who actually hosted the after party. So she did, like, she got up on the stage and she introduced and told us not to have the cameras and stuff on. That's why you're not going to see no photo, no nothing from the episode, because I didn't want to spoil it for y'all. But I'm going to give y'all a little inside tea of what y'all could expect. But I'm not going to tell y'all the whole episode. So that way y'all just be going in and knowing too damn much. So yeah, but so Simone, yeah, she was another one that smelled good. Shout out to the drag queens that really be up in here sprucing and smelling good. Like, a lot of the girls was up in there smelling good, and a lot of them was skinny, including Kandy Muse. Kandy Muse lost a lot of weight. And then it was good to see Miss Mamas from last season up in there. After, you remember, she had her horrific car accident after coming from DragCon, that she was actually there. So we had two of the queens from Drag Race season 16 who hit the red carpet. And yeah, that was pretty much it. But I was like, now, this is the group photo, courtesy of my friend who does the We Love Queens. That's the group photo. And then afterwards, they actually had Carson and Ross come in, and they got on the floor next to the girls to take the photo. I was like, y'all gonna put them down there? You know, those are men of a certain age. I could be having them on that floor. But anyway, so now let's get to the episode. The episode was actually a cackle. I cannot believe how much I laughed watching that premiere. But I'm going to have to watch it again because the people in the audience that were there watching it, I think people were so excited and stuff. The queens that were part of the show, they were so excited to see themselves on TV. You had people jumping up, just jumping up and down for their one-liners or certain things they were saying. They were just so excited to see themselves on TV. And it opens basically with a play on Squid Games with this game they did called Squirrel Games, which they brought in not only the season 17 queens, but queens that have been on the show before, like Pork Chop and I believe Morgan McMichaels and so many other, who is it? I think Lanisha Spark. There was so many queens and then local queens too. So it was like how they would take them out, because they had the guys that were dressed up in like the Squid Gamey like outfits. The men that work behind the scenes where they had like the little masks and stuff on. Except those, they had crop tops on and like booty shorts or whatever. And so they would throw pies at the queens, and that's how they took them out, which was hilarious. I didn't even think Honey Davenport was in there as well. I was trying to catch everything, but I couldn't until it was down to the 14 queens. Then we get to see their entrance looks and the one-liners, and then people off in the corner like Joella always throwing a little one-liner read, which had me cackling at times. And so yeah, they came in. Then the first challenge, basically what they had to do was, well, it was called Ru Light Green Light. That's what it was, where it was like the girls had to strike a pose, and the ones, I guess, that they wanted to take out, they took them out with pies. But then the big challenge was Drag Queens Got Talent, which I'm like, I love the title of that. Why don't they just do a regular show of that? Which, of course, the queens had to show up the talent, but then they had a twist. So, they do the twist for Raider Queen. So how they do Raider Queen this season is they had 7 queens perform this because it's a 2-parter, just to let y'all know. But then again, RuPaul's Drag Race for the past couple of seasons have always been a 2-parter. So we get to see the first 7 queens that decide. They get to perform in front of the judges, which is Ru, Michelle, Carson, and Katy Perry. So they were the first group that got to perform in front of them. And Joella, being that she's a hardcore Katy Perry fan, she was like, oh, I want to go because I want to perform in front of my idol, this, that, and the other. Like, I believe Katy Perry brought Joella up on her stage quite a few times during her residency in Vegas, and she's basically a super fan of Katy Perry. So when Katy Perry comes into the workroom at one point, Joella damn near loses her shit. So we already knew, like, okay, this all kind of plays in. And then they was reading one queen because apparently, there is a queen on this season that got invited to Drag Race to be on the show because she was at a Ru book signing and she apparently had her audition tape on her, and Ru was like, "You're going to Hollywood, very American Idol." And the girls was kind of making little snide comments with her, and I was cackling. I'm like, "Ooh, this is going to be all on the show." And being in the room when this is the first time you've seen the fully edited version of the episode, and people are coming in and just be like, "That's what this bitch said," and then the audience is hearing it, they hearing it, the person that came out their mouth said it, and it was a little awkward, but I was living for it because I was like, "Ooh, I'm living for the shade this season. Now y'all better bring it in untucked." So that's what I'm hoping with that. But they was bringing it on this season. So now, um, so yeah, after that, they spruced up, they got ready, whatever. I see they try to do like there are two queens on the show. I'm like, are we about to have another season where we got a Brooklyn Heights Vanjie type situation? Because there's two people on the show that was kind of like feeling each other in that kind of way. There's and trust and believe, there's some cuties on this season too. One of them, I was like, I can't remember. Like, I suck at names. I think it was Jules Sparkles. Jules Sparkles out of drag. I was like, I will tear that ass up. Like, I was looking at him like, he's a cutie. Let me stop being so graphic. But anyway, so so now to get to the performances. I'm not going to tell y'all the performances and stuff because I want y'all to go in and be surprised. I had a cackle with some of the performances. Some of the performances I saw was a choice, but I will tell you my favorites of that episode came from Lucky Stars. I live for Lucky Stars look. I mean, and performance because they did the runway first, then they did. Oh my god, the the runways, bitch. Let me tell you, they stepped their pussy up in this episode. I gagged over some of the gags that they were pulling when it was, I can't remember what the category was because I couldn't take notes or anything. And I was just so in the moment because Simone was very much on people like, do not pull out your phones and stuff. And so I wanted to be present. I wanted to be in the moment. So I don't remember what the category was. All I know is there was like masks and faces and things splitting open. I'm like, the effects, the special effects these queens is coming with this season, you would think you was watching an episode of Face Off rather than Drag Race. So I was living for the runway. And then afterwards, so then we get into Drag Queens Got Talent. My top three for that episode would be Lucky Stars, Susie Toot. Susie Toot, I'm living for because she's like Broadway, tap dance, like that type of girl. So I like awkward, weird shit like that. Lucky Stars definitely. Speaking of weird, Lucky Stars definitely gave what needed to be given in regards to their performance, and Jules Sparkles definitely turned me out. Did like this little bitch track type situation, like a rap dance performance, whatever. It was cute. And then my least favorites, I will say, is Ariette and Joella. And Joella, I think, girl, you in danger. Because how you go and perform in front of your idol and you gave what you gave? I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to tell y'all, but just be prepared to know, like, when you watch the episode, those are my tops and those are my bottoms. So overall, I will say it was a good episode. We didn't get to see the full episode. So I didn't tell y'all. So the Raider Queen basically is the queens who perform in episode 2 get to go in and vote on who was their fave and least fave queen in episode 1. And then when episode 2 comes up, vice versa. Episode 1 queens get to vote on episode 2. The two that ends up in the bottom has to lip sync, and RuPaul determines who sachets away. I was like, that is perfect. I love that twist. That they need to stick with that for the following seasons where they do that. It's like, do the Raider Queen. The ones who wind up in the bottom, and Ru gets to save whoever they want to save. And then, and speaking of which, the whole Duncan thing like they did, I noticed because it was like this amazing thing. So after the performance, after we watched the show, because I will say this, after the after they did the Raider Queen and you heard the tongue pop and all other stuff, that's when it cut. So we don't even know what happened. We didn't get to see the full episode, so we only got to see it up to that part. So I got to wait till January 3rd, like the rest of y'all, to watch the whole episode. But we got to watch most of it, and it was cute or whatever. So I went in, mingled with some of the queens, Ate some hors d'oeuvres and it was plenty. They had some really good hors d'oeuvres up in there. I don't even know. They had a lot of seafood, a lot of fish, a lot of like it was just I don't even know what majority of that food was called, but I'm an experimental eater. Like I'll try anything. And the food was really good. The drinks was good. I already told y'all the drinks that they had, like the cocktails. And then on the opposite side, so like when the show was over, we got to go on the other side where was the after party, and they made the after party literally over to look like the workroom where you can get on this line, you can take a picture with the queens and stuff in there. And then on the opposite side, they had like a dunking pool thing, like what they're going to be doing with Michelle Visage on the season, except they ain't putting no water up in there. They had little balls. So you could sit up there, somebody can hit it, knock you down, and you like in a thing full of balls, a pool full of balls, which I was like, that's cute. And speaking of cute, bitch, the pit crew they had up in there that was scantily clad in little Christmassy outfits. I think I recorded a video and posted it on one of the things. I need to post it on my social media. And I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, bitch. And I'm like, they walking all past me as I think we were trying to go upstairs because, bitch, I was not going to let them do me like they did last time. Me and a friend, when I went to the last Drag Race premiere that I did, and that was season 15. That was the Sasha Colby season. I was so mad I had to stand up and watch that damn episode. I was like, we getting a chair this time. So I was like 2 rows behind the reserved area where the queens and stuff were. But it was a good night. It was a good show. I really feel like they stepped it up this season with Drag Race. It's going to be a cackle. Y'all are definitely going to be entertained. And I cannot wait until the episode premieres so we could really dive into the episode and speak about it as a class. So yeah, it was great. I had a good time. And yeah, that's all I got to say on that. So I say all this to say, what did y'all think of what I had to say on this? on everything that went down with my overall assessment of Drag Race. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.